Well, first off, my green screen's a little funky at the moment. I had to move some stuff around to do the help my kids do their toy video things for the new channel that I got. I upload their videos or whatever. But just watch the debate from start to finish. So, got to talk about the WebBot, Cliff High. He was saying how the data was suggesting that there might not even be a debate. And that in previous debates for the same, type of election, presidency, there's certain data that shows up. Certain language, I should say. And in his immediacy data that he was checking leading up to, Monday, which right now is 10:44 p.m. Eastern time, Monday night. Just got done watching it. It was suggesting that there wouldn't be any debate. And I thought to myself, well, and I think I mentioned this in the video I did about it. I said, well, maybe the whole no debate thing might be Trump versus Hillary. It was no debate. He walked all over, that kind of thing. So while I think he did fine, I'm not bothered by how it went at all, or like, damn it, Trump, why didn't you do this, or why didn't you say that? I'm not feeling that at all. I can't walk away from that debate and say, oh, it was no debate, he destroyed her. I don't think it was, he was that good, if you will. But I do think he easily won. The things that he said about her and issues he had with her, she honestly didn't have the response. And I'm looking at both of their faces, their facial expressions the whole time. When she says something about him, I'm watching his reactions. And then she, when he starts talking about her and some of the problems, and you had 10 years or 8 to 10 years to deal with ISIS. It was this little bitty. Now it's become this huge problem. And now you're going to fix the problem. You had 10 years to do so. Now you're going to implement the plan. And she's just kind of sitting there with this face numerous times while this is going on, this debate. And again, if you're deaf and you can't hear anything and you're just able to read lips, of course, or even not, just look at their facial expressions. I see his whenever she thinks she's got something on him and she goes after him. And then I see hers when he thinks he has something on her, which he does. And her facial expression is, I'm lying. He's telling the truth right now. This is extremely uncomfortable. But I'm going to try to maintain this face, my poker face, to make it seem like it's just not true. And she did her little laugh and smile thing a few times. But whenever you got on something good, the demeanor changed, the facial expression changed to, this is very uncomfortable. The face said, this is extremely uncomfortable. So, nothing new. I'm not walking away after this debate with, oh my gosh, I didn't know this, or, oh, I think, No, I still think the people understand Donald Trump. They know what he's about, they know what he's offering, and they still want him. So I can't wait to hear about the polls tomorrow morning. Oh, CNN did a new poll. Rasmussen poll, and Clinton, according to the debate, they're saying that Clinton's up a couple points now. Utter nonsense. I don't care what the polls say. I don't care if the polls come out tomorrow and say Donald Trump's all of a sudden up 2 points. Because it's the same polls that have been lying to us this entire time. Again, you don't go and sell out stadiums, one candidate, and another one cannot even fill a gymnasium. 300 people show up, 200, 400 maybe. And then the next two campaign stops, we're just going to stop and prepare for the debate. And I don't know if you guys know, I was talking to one of my subscriber/friends through LinkedIn, actually messaging back and forth during the debate a few times. Brian, that's you, buddy. And, we're like, look at her face. Look at her facial. I'm watching her every time he speaks. I'm watching her face. Look at her facial expressions. And, matter of fact, where's my phone? I don't know if I had it up here. It's actually on the couch still. I'm going to recall some of the stuff we were talking about. But, I mean, you can just see when somebody's lying. You can see it. Their face looks, but they can't hide it. They try to pretend to and look serious and whatever. Donald Trump had the serious look the whole time. Didn't have to fake it. Didn't have to look uncomfortable trying to make it happen. The face, that is. No, same face. The whole time. You see him like, oh, okay, we'll go ahead, finish. You see that, in his facial expression. But with her, when he got on something good, uncomfortable face. Very uncomfortable face. So back to the webbot thing, honestly, I don't know what to make of it. Maybe Cliff High will be doing an update video on his own YouTube channel about it. He already explained why he was saying what he was saying this Saturday, which was that the data he's expecting to see, that he always sees come election time when there's a debate, was not present, which suggested maybe there's not going to be a debate. So that's what he thought it meant. I said, well, it could mean that, or B, maybe someone's going to walk all over somebody in the debate. It's going to be so bad that it wasn't even a debate. That kind of a definition of a non-debate. But again, I can't say that. I can't say, oh my God, Donald just slaughtered her. Can't go there. I didn't feel that. So that's really what I wanted to talk about for a minute. With this, and all I can think of is just the old John Teeter, man. He/she, if she somehow gets in there, because I was like talking to my buddy Frank at work today. I was like, man, I said, you know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see this, because there was actually talk about her not showing up for the debate. Is she dead? There's the stories of the dead, the body double, all this crap. Is she even going to show up? She's already canceled 2 fundraisers or whatever, campaign trail nonsense, whatever, to prepare for the debate. So it's like, are they trying to, weasel their way out of this somehow? Are we going to find out that, Hillary Clinton on the way to the debate got in a car accident and got injured and can't make it? I'm just waiting to hear the news all day. But it never happened. So I do want to talk about the other prediction that the webbot essentially made. Again, it's Cliff's interpretation, but this is going back at the very beginning, I think, of this month, where he said through the data, his report, it may be looking like they're going to change the Democratic racehorse. And if the data timing's right, it looks like right around the end of September. Well, naturally, if something big happened, she fell over during the debate, oh my God, her health is, they can't cover it up now, holy crap, then, okay, she's being replaced. We're still at the end of November, or September right now. The webbot said to be at the end of September, and oh my God, this just happened, they're definitely going to be replacing her. Webbot hit, right? But an interesting thing has happened, and it actually happened about a little more than a week ago, and it was right after the whole Hillary getting dragged into the van incident. Lifeless legs, tumbling, oh, she stumbled. No. Oh, no. Left her shoe behind. The knee almost hit the ground. She was dragged into the van. Now, the webbot, and Cliff has said this numerous times, right? So the thought was she's going to be replaced. And maybe by chance something happens in the near future. Maybe she goes back on the campaign trail and she does collapse. And oh, my God, webbot's going to be right. The timing was slightly off, all right? The issue with webbot, and Cliff has said this many times, he says, if we make a prediction, the webbot makes he makes the prediction that this is a perfect example. The Democratic nominee, currently Hillary Clinton, is going to be replaced. What that means is that his webbot has gotten the data, like it always does, and there's a lot of language with that in there. Replacing that particular candidate, not the Democratic or Republican one, in this case Donald Trump, but the Democratic nominee, which is Hillary, would be replaced towards the end of September. So what the webbot will do is find that language. Cliff I says, okay, there's a lot of that language, and it's using those words, replacing her, changing her out. So we're going to make a prediction based off those words that just came back in from the webbot. We think she's going to be changed out. However, And this is a flaw with the webbot that just, it is what it is. You have to accept it, whether you like it or not. And believe me, I understand that more than anyone probably besides Cliff High, because I study this freaking thing so much. But the language was spot on. The webbot nailed the language. Was the whole freaking internet and people in general talking about possible replacement of Hillary Clinton as the Democratic nominee due to that one incident, especially whether they dragged her into the van, which again was towards the latter part of why do I keep saying November? September. So in that sense, it's a webbot hit. The language came in beautifully timed, right on schedule. People were actually talking about it. What the webbot cannot do is determine just because people are talking about it does that mean it happened. You would normally say, well, normally something has to happen for people to really talk about it, but that's not the case. This is a perfect example of that. We were already talking about her being replaced due to the health issues that just arose, the big one being dragged into the van. Oh my God, then this weird-looking lady comes out, 30 pounds lighter. Oh, I'm fine, I'm going to get in the van, waves, hands not the same size hand, fingers are all, these two, pointer and the ring finger, they're not matched. Again, was it a body? We don't know. But the conversation on the internet was that, oh my God, is she going to be replaced? I think she's going to be replaced. They got to replace her, yada, yada, yada. The webbot does not know whether it happened or not. It just knows the language will be there. How the hell that happens, I don't know. How the hell could it even know what the language is going to be like in the future? I don't know. But that's why I love that damn thing so much, because it is right many times. So is this a webbot hit? In a sense, it is. It nailed the language it said would be coming during the time it said. But the prediction, the interpretation by Cliff High was that because of that language, clearly sounded like she's going to be replaced, and it'll be quite possibly right before the debates, which did not happen because I just watched them, and I'm sure you did too. And she was there for 90 minutes, standing up. I was watching. Come on. If there's any time now we need her to falter, Trump run over there and save her and not make it in time, and she falls down anyways. It would be over for her. She'd absolutely be replaced. It'd be game over. But that did not happen. So just me giving you a little thought, my thoughts on this thing, and as well as the whole webbot thing with it saying there may not be a debate, the language, as well as earlier in the month, the language surrounding Hillary Clinton being replaced. She's not being replaced, at least now. It's definitely end of the month. It's the 26th of September. Again, I'd love, I would love for maybe a week or two from now, another health issue, caught on camera again, bad. Okay, guys, we got to replace her now. We're in trouble. And then I say, oh, remember that video I did where I said Cliff I kind of got it wrong, but the language is there, but scratch that. Major webbot hit in both ways. I'd love to come do that video, but I will not do that video unless it actually happens. Why? Because I'm Realist News, and I have to keep it real. I wanted this to be a fantastic webbot hit. I wanted to come out here like I do sometimes when the great webbot hits helmet. I say, wow, webbot hit, check this out. I wanted it. I was rooting for myself to come out here and do this, but can't do it. Did not happen as we thought. So we have to sit back. Maybe we'll get lucky, as I said, and something will come up in the next month or less, and she'll be gone. But again, I don't think so. I think we're going to get screwed. We already know how the whole population's feeling. It's massively in favor of Trump. Every privately run poll or alternatively run poll shows him at least 60-something percent, like 67%, 65% to her, 30-something percent. And that was at least a month and a half ago. So now imagine what those polls would be after seeing the Hillary getting dragged into the fan incident. They'd be even higher. So I feel like we're going to have this stolen from us, and it's mainly because history repeats for the same reasons. And I've done a video at least 3 times. You could search for it easily right now. It's called The Cycles of Government. Jason Ip 4, The Cycles of Government. Goes on to talk about ancient philosophers, Greek philosophers. They recognize all the cycles of government, from aristocracy, plutocracy, oligarchy, democracy, anarchy, and then back to monarchy, as in kings and queen, one leader. And they say that democracy's like the last stage of actual government, then anarchy, then monarchy. And when monarchy comes, it's from someone from the population. We've all had enough. We're not voting. We're not doing that game. You all are liars. You keep taking us down the wrong path. And now you've done something so bad, we don't have a choice. We have to get up and act. That's what history says. And by acting, physically overthrowing those in power, and one guy or girl, whoever stands up and says, I'm going to be the new king, and everyone's going to recognize that person. He's true. He was here, with this battle, trying to fight, the right way to start with. We failed. We tried to vote, rigged votes. We failed. This guy's the real deal. I vote that we want him to be our leader. We don't want to do the whole Congress, Parliament, none of this nonsense, because you're going to have these corrupt, rotten bastards getting back in there who will be able to overrule the leader, if you will. And this leader knows exactly what we need and what we want. And only with them with soul power can this come across. And that's what history says happens, by the way. I'm telling you what history says and shows. And then that person's put into power. They fix stuff. Life is good. Yes, we did a good job. Monarchy was the way. The stupid democracy, damn it. A little bit of time goes by. The king dies. His kids take over. Usually the king's kids were old enough to figure out and had been part of what had happened. They recognized it. We're going to do what our dad did. Vote for us, make us the king. Yep. Matter of fact, they don't have to ask the citizens. The king says, I'm going to leave the dynasty with my kids. This is the, your oldest or whatever the hell it is. They're taking over. The population has no problem. Hey, if those are your kids, king, good. We want you in there. Good job. Everything will be good. But then the kids have kids, and those kids don't know what the hell anyone's talking about. What war? What civil war? What anarchy? Democracy? And they just notice life's real good. We're in charge, and they think things are cool, and the people love us. But they don't have the experience that everyone else had and lived through, so they don't have that piece. So they're easily corruptible, and they want to give a little power to their friends and things like that. Next thing you know, we have what started off in Rome, a Senate. Because the people say, we're tired of you kids now. Your great-grandfather wasn't like this, and we don't want you. Okay. Don't kick us out. Let's share the power. Let's share the power so we can remain in power too. And then a Senate is formed. And the Senate, along with the kids, make decisions. And before you know it, the kids are gone. It's a big Senate. It's a democracy again. You got a president. You got that, And thus, history repeats again. And some of these philosophers would say there's just a couple of key things you could do to maintain the good times. And one of the most important, and you'll agree, guarantee you, without even saying it yet, you will agree. One of the most important things they said, once you have this system established, government's working the way it's supposed to, etc., when it's in that mode, you cannot ever allow even the smallest changes to the law of the land. Even the smallest changes will ultimately undo what you've had. Because there'll be a small change here, small change there. Take that little freedom away from there. Take that right away. Just little tiny ones. And what have we been dealing with in this country for the last 200 plus years? Take this little law away from here. Put that regulation in over there. Take your freedom over here. Patriot Act over there, right? They've done it. So this great Constitution we've had, it's only as good as the people who are willing to use it. And you can see, as George Bush claimed one time, it's just a goddamn piece of paper. And from the looks of it, his predecessors, Obama and Clinton and the club, feel the same way too. And that's why they really must get Clinton in there. Because if Trump gets in there, everything they've worked all this time for, appointed judges, appointed federal court judges, Supreme Court, we got to appoint those. Department of Justice, FBI heads, CIA heads, these are all appointed by the president. And if they don't have one of their guys in there, everything they worked so hard for just got thrown out. Took them 200 plus years to get this. And they just lost it, one election. Now you know why JFK was assassinated. Now you know why his brother was immediately assassinated, because the people who voted for him right after JFK. And I'm telling you now, I think the club realizes we don't want to assassinate Donald Trump. We want to play the fake election game, the fake voting game. Because when we play the fake voting game, 70% of the people voted for the guy, but they don't know it. Voting results are in. It looks like 51-49. Hillary just kind of skimmed that one out. Or maybe this time, because people are kind of used to that game, 52-48. Yeah, she definitely won. And then we say, oh, okay, maybe we'll try again next time. Because if they kill the other guy, that's not a fake vote that we can't really prove. We can prove that he just died. He's got a bullet hole in the head. And then you're going to have people probably up in arms. They don't want that. So be prepared to have the election stolen from us by Hillary in the club. Take care.